Most people think that self-abandonment is like this big dramatic thing, but really it could be something as little as saying yes to something that you don't want to. Welcome back to Lumen and Lineage. Today we're going to talk all about self-abandonment and how to return back to yourself. The most dangerous habit is not people-pleasing. It's abandoning yourself. Have you ever laughed at something at your own expense, like somebody's making a joke and you're pretending to laugh like it's funny? There's nothing funny about somebody belittling you. You're accepting inconsistent behavior because you're afraid of asking for consistency. You think that person's going to leave if you want something more meaningful from them. It's not because we don't have intuition. It's because somewhere along the way, we felt that being safe and belonging was more important than being our authentic self and putting our emotional needs first. From personal experience, I learned in order to keep the peace that I had to keep myself smaller. Learn how to be earned. My needs were always conditional or put on the backseat. My happiness depended solely on if I could maintain somebody's emotional balance and somebody's emotional happiness at all times. Then I was allowed to take even a little bit of a breath for a second. Self-abandonment issues rarely start in adulthood. A lot of us have childhood wounds, and the problem is that once protected us as children can now disconnect us from ourselves. How many times have you said yes to something when you really wanted to say no, or you didn't want to do something? I remember in one of my relationships, I always had to make sure that the other person's happiness was on point just so I could breathe a little and just feel safe. Maybe as a child, your needs were kind of put on the back burner and you had to put everybody else up front, everybody before you, and you're constantly scanning the room, watching emotional cues of other people just so that you can feel safe. And although it might have kept us safe in childhood, now as an adult, it just disconnects us from ourselves more and more. So we need to come back to ourselves and not be afraid to put our needs first. Were you ever trying to keep the peace? Did you ever learn that love had to be earned? Right? It didn't come naturally. You had to work for it. And it was conditional based upon how you behaved or reacted to somebody else's emotions. Maybe you learned your needs were too much. You were too emotional, too sensitive. You might still feel that way in emotional dynamics or current relationships with the partners that you're with now. The problem is that whatever protected us as children or from experiences that we may have had even in adolescence or adulthood, that eventually that's going to take away you from yourself. And that's a problem, right? You need to love yourself more than you love anybody. This way, when you're in a relationship, that person can add to you. You want to be your best self. And it's okay to be alone for a little bit. I promise you, it feels so amazing. And once you really have that time with yourself and learn who you are, what you need, what feels emotionally safe and good to you, it's going to change your life. And I will say this does not have to be just with relationships, okay? This could be work dynamics too. I've had to go through this lesson quite a few times. I'm a real estate agent and I've always hated quitting jobs or leaving places. And when you're a real estate agent, you're kind of like self-employed, like you're a side contractor kind of for yourself, but you are under the umbrella of a firm for the rules and regulations. But every time I had to make a switch or change, I just hated doing that. And then a lot of times they would guilt me or try and get me to stay, but I had to set my boundary. And I promise once you start setting boundaries, it's going to feel amazing because you're going to step into your power and you're going to do what is best for you unapologetically. And when people are trying to pull answers out of you or spin the block or talk in circles, say what you want. And then that's it. Don't engage anymore. You don't owe anybody your peace. Your peace needs to be your priority. You cannot abandon yourself for anybody else. You have to have your back at all times. You and you. This is where we use the halo method, okay? I talk about this all the time. The first step is we're going to illuminate. How are you currently self-abandoning yourself? Think about it for a minute. Is it a relationship? Is it work? Is it family? Is it promises to yourself that you're not keeping? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to stop eating fast food. I made a promise to myself that I'm only going to have iced coffees on Fridays from now on. And that might sound silly and it's something little, but I need to enact this discipline within myself. I can't keep abandoning myself. Coffee, I'm into health and food and all that stuff. Coffee has a lot of gut health issues. So that is my goal with that, trying to cut back in just a small way. And I did do an alcohol-free cleanse last year. My goal was 3 months. I ended up going past 6 months, and I loved it. And I went to the beach sometime with some girlfriends, and everybody was so mad that I wasn't drinking. Like, why do they care what I'm doing? But I didn't abandon myself, right? I stayed true to my goals. So sit and think about what is some way that you're abandoning yourself right now. The next step is reveal. How are you feeling? How are these emotions making you feel? Do you feel resentful? Do you feel exhausted, confused? Do you feel frustrated? The good thing about emotions is that they can change all the time, and nobody's making you feel any way. Okay, you can't let external factors. It has to come from in here. And when you're feeling these kind of ways, your body is signaling to you that you're tired of going through the motions, right? You need a change. You're ignoring yourself for too long. So wake up, snap out of it, listen to your emotions, sit with it. Just even say the emotion. I feel shameful. I feel fearful of being too much, taking up too much space. That was something I constantly felt. Like I had to shrink myself to make everybody else happy. So what is something that you're feeling right now? Up next comes lineage. This is where we're taking a step back and we are exploring our pattern. When did I first learn that my needs were not important? When did I first believe that I had to perform to be loved? These are not questions to blame the past. We're just focusing our consciousness and awareness on why we are the way that we are, because then it loses its power when we can name it and understand it. It gives us a choice. And then finally, the Halo method asks us to return to ourself. This is where we're going to take action, right? We're going to do one small thing that honors self. Maybe it's saying no without giving a whole explanation. No is a sentence, guys. Set your boundary. I promise it's going to feel so good. Maybe it's resting without guilt. I know for me, I go. That's a very Western mindset where we have to continuously be doing something. It's okay, sit, rest. Give yourself that time. Tell yourself it's okay. Talk to yourself. Maybe it's ending a conversation that's just draining your peace. Maybe you're in a group chat with your family and they're going ba 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 and you don't want to hear it anymore. Exit the group chat. Leave. Take time for yourself. I've had family issues and I have a big group chat and everybody's going back and forth, a bunch of New Yorkers. And I was like, you know what? I'm out for a little bit. And that's okay. Take space for yourself. So just doing something small for yourself and staying disciplined and practicing it, right? Like it might feel weird the first time, but push yourself to do it and it will get easier until you are this self-loving goddess or God and nothing can come in your way. And then you're going to be unstoppable and you're going to have much better experiences when you are able to set boundaries for yourself and stick up for yourself and know that no matter who leaves, you're still there with you. And healing's not about becoming someone new, right? Like we're all born, we come and we go the same exact way. And you're just a soul having a very human experience. So give yourself grace. And I want you to choose yourself with honesty instead of fear. Don't be afraid to choose you and stick up for yourself and love you and do what feels good in your body. Because when you strengthen the relationship with yourself, it's going to make it easier to have relationships with other people. So thank you so much for spending this time with me and listening. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment. Let me know about your experiences. That's the whole point, right? Human connection. We're all here to help nurture and love one another. And also being honest, just sharing your stories and things that may have happened to you might help other people, right? And that's the whole point. If you'd like personalized support through the Halo method, Halo Clarity Notes are available, and you can message me on Instagram at the Halo Notes. At the Halo Method on Instagram, just comment Halo Notes and we can talk about ways to support you. Until next time, observe the pattern and return to yourself. Besos.